Getting too drunk to know. As in the opening, not me. No, the lunatic in the photo that just rolled past. Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as that ID Go app. You might want to get those two things, combine them into one. Make them into one. With that. Going to Red Lobster, getting too drunk. And then stealing things in the process. Critters and all the rest. Something I wouldn't want to hold even if my hands was dry. Does that make sense? And yet that woman's lips was completely wet with that. Sounds like a deep sea tragedy. I'm saying. I know y'all hear me out there. Y'all will later. But yeah, so Florida, crustaceans. Yes, crustaceans. Makes me want to go stand in line and get a ticket to go back to hell where I came from. That's funny, and yet it's not, right? Crustacean. Yeah, so Florida news is in fact full of the crazies, and that lady being one, right? A drunken Florida woman didn't want to eat her food at Red Lobster. Anybody remember Red Lobster? Let me leave they biscuits alone, because even I got some memories I ain't telling. But yeah, she didn't want to eat her food at a local Red Lobster in St. Petersburg, Florida. Therefore, she snatched a crustacean out of a tank while at the Red Lobster and ran off with it. Out the door. A crustacean. I should have in fact pulled the photo. Why didn't I pull a photo? Because we could have did an examination on even how much critter crazy that is. That ain't even a term or a phrase. Critter crazy? It could be. Somebody call somebody and let them know I just made that up. Critter crazy. Right? So she in fact snatched it up out of the tank and ran up out of the door. Kimberly Gable is in fact her name. 42 years old. She caused a scene as all took place on November 10th. Or should I say the afternoon of November 10th of 2018. While others sat eating and dining and enjoying themselves, and you know how people like to do, laid back, kicking with their feet up on the table, even at Red Lobster, right? Some do. Hood folks do, right? I believe to comment out on it, on even that. But yeah, they was in fact enjoying themselves while she just walking around zoned out drunk and fully animated and obnoxious with that sort of thing. So with all her causing a scene with that, she was in fact asked by a manager of the facility to leave the building. Leave out of the building and stop acting so disturbed, right? Of course, that ticked her off. So Gable went into a fit of rage. Not completely, halfway. Let me tone that down a few notches in wording. She in fact went fuming, not in a rage, but fuming thereafter, which led to her reaching into the tank which held the living lobster. She got a grip of one, yes she did, and then running completely out of the restaurant. That's intriguing in itself. I'm saying it's a sight to be seen. I wonder what all the restaurant goers was thinking as they were sitting there watching that. That woman placed her hand in that tank where live lobsters were in fact living and roaming around in their own environment, minding their own damn business. That's off the hook. So Gable was found slurring after all this running away with the lobster. Her and the lobster became friends, and I wonder how many fingertips she lost in that. Becoming friends with a lobster. No telling how that lobster was feeling for the day. Hell, he or she might have been on her period or something like that. You don't know about lobsters, right? You just don't, right? Somebody should go interview her and ask her how many fingers she done lost. Possibly strands of hair, because you don't know if lobsters are able to climb with that. But yeah, so Gable was found slurring after she ran off. She was found slurring her words and couldn't remember what she had done. And she told officers she had no care in the world over what she had done because she was too drunk to remember to begin with. She felt there was nothing wrong on her end, as in she felt she wasn't in the wrong. She didn't feel guilty or nothing. That's what happens when you're completely zoned out on beer and even medication. I wonder if one of the two was mixed together or if it was just alcohol. So, being released and all that from jail after you done now gotta live telling your children and everybody else, if you got any, dear Kimberly Gable to be exact, that in fact marks family history, as in stories to be told years on end on how you was in fact drunk as hell. That's the type of stuff you tell at Christmas parties. I'm saying, telling stories, crazy stories of how drunk you was just enough to go into a lobster tank at Red Lobster and steal a lobster. Those type of stories is to be told, as in they hold memories and possibly value, as in sell it off or something, right? So being released from jail on $100 bond is what in fact occurred with a Kimberly Gable after being booked on a misdemeanor charge for acting crazy while drunk. Acting crazy while drunk. Good luck with that. I got them in the family. They don't really go steal no lobsters or nothing like that, but they do what drunk folks do, which is speak they mind and all the rest, and possibly crash a few parties with that. Everybody got one or two drunks in their family. Why lie about it? It's real life as well. Some people ain't able to deal with and handle real life. So it just helps to be honest that they are in fact there, right? You just learn how to deal with them, and that's that. As long as nothing else happens, such as a murder. Nothing was ever said what happened to the lobster. Maybe they returned it back. I can only imagine if this woman was so drunk and she went out, ran somewhere and then sat on the curb somewhere playing with the lobster like it was her. Like the love of her life or something like that. Best friend or something, right? Yeah. Hopefully she didn't kill the lobster or nothing like that and it was returned back or something. I don't know. So, recommended for you. Shouts out to Paula. I always have to say that. Shouts out to Paula. People Magazine investigates. That's in fact a good one. A Crime to Remember. Most Evil Ranked. Blood Relatives. Shattered. Unlocked Episodes. Body Cam. Very good. Gypsy's Revenge, Season 1, Episode 1. I meant to say that, dear viewers, if you want to leave a comment, you're open and welcome for that sort of thing, right? Insane, who do you know, or if that's ever been you to pull something wild, crazy, and free with that? Pulling a lobster out of a tank and running out the restaurant or something like that. Or do you know anybody that has did something much more worse and wild with that? I ain't gonna judge, just leave it in the comments section. I got some stories on some people even I know that I ain't telling and wish they have done. So I'm thinking everybody in their life done try alcohol, yet not everybody does. One of the times when I did, it was like 40%, right? And I was in fact, sitting in the car but not driving and threw up in the cup. And it fell all on my lap. That's about as crazy on my own end. That's to say you just don't never how experience outcome is going to be with that sort of thing. So on last night, sign in is to put your provider or your subscriber with that. Click the key and you will be, gain access to that. You can in fact click here to add to watch later, the plus sign. Many of these are in fact padlocked down. As in they have to be. It's exclusive. Unlock series. Same thing. and yet they're not locked, but you do have access to add them to your for favorites and all the rest, right? ID Go Original Series, same thing. Support to Save the Children's hurricane relief efforts. To do that is to click right here to donate to that. Crime Feed News. To gain access to that is a click right within here. You're going to be directed on the other side, which is the Crime Feed, yes.com. Full of the greatest tragedies out here in the world. Florida crazy news, baby killers such as baby mamas and daddies and all the rest. All type of celebrity killings in jail. O.J. Simpson, Bill Cosby. Is in fact on the Crime Feed. Crime Feed News. Yes, crimefeed.com. To receive a newsletter is to type your email address in and click next. We're on investigationdiscovery.com if you're looking for the location. I'm saying I'm sitting on it. I am. And so is Lieutenant Joe Kenda and everybody else in the photos. So I think that's all to be said for now. I'm going to end this video out. And I should. And I'm gone. Something like that.